All right. There's two arguments that I want to make here. One
Ooh,
is
let's hear them.
it's kind of against UNC a little bit. And it's not, I think the loss of Armando Bacot is significant, but I think the bigger losses that they're going to run into is going to be Cormac Ryan and Harrison Ingram. And I don't think we're talking quite enough about one, the impact that Cormac Ryan kind of had as a shooter, and two, the impact that Harrison Ingram and Ryan had defensively. And three, when you combine all of that, the way that they were able to end possessions because one of Ingram or Baycott was going to find a way to get a defensive rebound, right? The difference last year for North Carolina was that they went from being a team, let me just make sure I have the numbers right. They went from being a team that was outside the top 45 in defensive efficiency to literally the number 8 team in defensive efficiency on KenPom. And the biggest reason for me why they did that is because the impact of Ingram and Ryan and their switchability, the 3 and the 4,
Yeah,
and the fact that they became a very, 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 very good defensive rebounding team.
very.
Yeah. So that to me, that's kind of and look, I hear what you're saying about Cade Tyson, and I'm not going to comment on him until I actually see him play in the ACC, right?
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
And Vin Allen Lubin, who as a Harrison Ingram kind of role, I'm not
Yeah,
mad at it.
I want to see it. Like I gotta see that before I buy. I still think North Carolina is like a top 20 team, and they'll be right there in the mix, somewhere near the top. And there's going to be games where RJ Davis goes for 40, and they like it doesn't matter what you do, he's going to go for 40, and they're going to win.
Right.
But I think over the course of a 20 game ACC season, I would tend to lean towards Duke beating them and Louisville. I think Louisville's going to end up being the second best team in this conference for a couple of reasons. One, I love, love, love.
Yeah. Can we stay on Carolina for a second before you go
Go
there?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Fancy, I feel well. I'm not as concerned with that.
Okay. Why?
With the wing play because I think Cade Tyson's that good. I
Really.
think Ben Allen Lubin's very good, but he can fill a role as a 3-4, whatever. That's just another player on the floor. I mean, how much is RJ going to pass it really? And I don't mean that as a negative. It just kind of is what it is. Drake Powell could be a top 15 pick in the draft. Like you guys remember seeing him play at the Peach Jam, like
Oh yeah.
Very
versatile.
good player.
He's a
Yeah.
jump. He's a jump shooting. What's the guy's at Theo Pinson? He's a jump shooting Theo Pinson, willing to play off the ball, do all those other things. They're still going to be fast. They're going to be able to create shots. Elliot Cadeau, I think he's going to have a better year shooting the basketball because I think it was just a confidence thing for him. My biggest concern, it's kind of small in the front. Like,
Yes.
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
they're not very big, and like
That's the problem.
gone are the years of Tyler Hansborough and Deion Thompson and John Henson, and you keep going back, Eric Montross and Rasheed Wall. Gone are those days. Jalen Washington's got a lot on his shoulders, and
Yeah.
like you can't just box out and let somebody else go get the ball. You're gonna have to go grab it because there's a lot of rebounds to be picked up. You look at their size in the front court compared to Duke, it's you get nervous. Like you
Not
get
just compared to Duke,
yes.
the other teams in the league.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like Jalen Washington's going to have a huge year. Jalen Withers is going to be a big part because he's going to have to play some five. Unless I'm missing somebody, guys, like where's the real size up front? It is so anti Carolina from the 90s and 2000s that you're almost flipping it the other way around, which
Can I
I actually
play?
think Hubert doesn't mind
Yeah,
because he wants
there's
more space for RJ. He wants more space for Elliott. Go ahead, Fanta.
There,
Can I
there's a
play?
not real quick, fan. There's a reason why they really went after Cliff Amore hard in the portal and were disappointed
Horde.
when they didn't get him. And I will also say, from talking to a lot of these teams that we've been talking to, the big guys that were available in April, May, and June, there weren't very many of them that were impact guys. And if you knew some of the numbers that some of these big guys had gotten out of the portal, you would be utterly flabbergasted and in shock because of how scarce of a resource that was.
Yeah,
Can I
since
play?
Carolina's struggling for money. Go ahead, Fanta.
Can I play devil's advocate
Yes, do
and
it.
ask a question that surely will generate a 5 minute YouTube segment that could send YouTube into a frenzy and all of our followers into a frenzy? I promise you all it wasn't in the format, but I'm asking because I want to hear Rob and Terrence's answer. I'm going to start with Rob. I'm going to put Rob on the spot.
Do it.
Rob, remove the names of the programs. Look at accomplishments thus far. You could hire one of them tomorrow to be the coach of your program. John Shire or Hubert Davis?
I'm going with Shire. I would go with Shire. I think that
Let it be known, Hubert Davis has gone to a national championship game.
yeah, I know. And I actually think Hubert proved a lot of people wrong last year with the job that he did with that team. I mean, look, he was right there. He didn't get National Coach of the Year because of what happened in Stores and what happened in Houston, but he was right there in the mix for National Coach of the Year. I would probably take Shire because one, I think that the recruiting is on a little bit of a different level with him, and two, I'm a little bit more impressed with some of the way that he's able to kind of switch up what he does from game to game and get guys to develop throughout a season. But I think it's a lot closer than people are going to give it credit for, and I think it's inarguable right now that Hubert Davis has had a more successful stint replacing a legend so far than John Shire has had replacing a legend. Are you all, you're smirking there, Tio? I feel like you're about to tell me that I'm dumb.
Nah, I think Hubert had a 22-23 season with Caleb Love and RJ that just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, he's won 29 games the other two seasons. John is 27-9 both seasons. Both really good. I think
it's close.
Yeah, it's very close.
That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, it's very close. They both. What I'll say about both, I don't know who I would pick because this is like making me stutter. Both have shown the willingness to adapt to the rosters that they have, which is very anti-K for a long time. Now K had to switch in the 10s, but Roy never really switched. They've both been willing to change to what their team has. It's very close. I honestly don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. That is a hell of a question. If I had to pick one, so you have an Elite Eight in a second round, you have a Sweet 16, and a
Final Four, and a Final Four, and a missing the tournament as a number one, the preseason number one team.
Well, the reason why I asked the question is this.